This steampunk western action comedy film by director Barry Sonnenfeld is a loose adaptation of the 1960s TV series of the same name. Despite notoriously mixed reviews, the $170 million picture managed to earn over $50 million in profit when it was released in June of 1999. Will Smith and Kevin Kline star in the 106-minute adventure as two of the best gunslingers in the Old West, who attempt to save the president from a cunning 19th century inventor villain. At the height of his popularity, Smith is slick, handsome, charismatic, charming, and reasonably funny as he effortlessly moves from romancing a fine-looking lady to corralling a runaway stagecoach. Complete opposites in style and approach, the two make a perfect pair. Kline is the resourceful U.S. Marshal who prefers careful planning, disguises, and mechanical inventions, whereas Smith likes to, as one character puts it, shoot first, shoot later, shoot some more, and then when everybody's dead, try to ask a question or two. Meanwhile, the remarkably talented Kenneth Branagh is featured as the crackpot bad guy with distracting facial hair, and remains one of the more memorable aspects of the PG-13 rated picture, chewing the scenery with his overzealous southern accent at every opportunity. In a dual role, Kline also plays the President of the United States, again, resulting in some humorous moments where he shares a scene opposite himself. The film that famously broke Roger Ebert's long-standing Stanton-Walsh rule that stipulated no movie featuring either Harry Dean Stanton or M. Emmett Walsh in a supporting role can be altogether bad. If I may devise something similar, no film featuring the timelessly beautiful Salma Hayek can be altogether bad either. Her inclusion helps, pardon the pun, round out the talented, if underutilized cast. Showcasing plenty of impossible but fascinating gadgetry, the movie's visuals and style are both unique and interesting. A scene where our two intrepid heroes must outrun flying death magnets through a dense cornfield is particularly original and fun to watch unfold.
And that would be my belt buckle.
Gordon, when you're telling this story to your grandkids, you make sure that you leave this part out.
Don't worry.
All right, Gordon. I'm gonna undo your belt. I'm gonna run as fast as I can that way. You run as fast as you can the other way.
Let me make sure I understand your plan. You're going to run as fast as you can that way, and I'm going to run as fast as I can that way. It's ingenious.
Whatever, Gordon. 1, 2, 3.
Blending the period-accurate costumes and western locations with anachronistic steam-powered contraptions make for a less than consistent visual style, but the effects themselves are done well and look quite good. The musical score from Elmer Bernstein isn't anything special either, but remains suitably low-key and appropriate throughout. Although the film could have been about 10 minutes shorter, the adventure is paced well enough to keep you interested in its absurd premise and larger-than-life characters. Feeling more like a modern-day action movie wrapped in a post-Civil War setting than a proper western, the movie's tone, which bounces from serious to goofy, is perhaps its biggest flaw. If you're able to overlook the many shortcomings, however, it's a surprisingly fun and carefree adventure worth watching at least once or twice, especially for the superbly catchy pop song by Smith that closes out the picture. Wild Wild West. Unconventional heroics in unique situations. Now let's read the YouTube comments to see what you had to say. Our scores for Wild Wild West, a 5 and a 6. Some were very critical of the entire experience, while others were able to find some enjoyment out of this weird western. Your scores averaged to an alright. A very 90s action flick that might be flawed, it's still a fun, guilty pleasure. I thought it was good. A reminder now to check out the Movie Night Archive channel for an organized collection of all our reviews, and to hear my thoughts on upcoming movies, including an early full review for The Edge of Tomorrow, which you can watch by clicking the link below. Last up tonight, let's discuss A Million Ways to Die in the West. Following 2012's rather enjoyable Ted, this is the second live-action effort from writer-director-producer Seth MacFarlane, and his